please settle down so we can start the program. Thank you. With, of course, the director of this film, Mr. Paul Soriano. And of course, Manay Ethel?
Oo, Tita Ethel lang, Sir Mike.
Tita Ethel?
Ano ba yun? Sige, we will let our media friends shoot muna. Maganda kasi ang ganda layout. So, para sa kanilang content, sa kanilang mga sites and blogs. Ayan, we will let you take photos, videos. Ayan.
Enjoy tayo ngayong hapon and I've never been this excited to show a film. And this is it. It's happening. So, maraming salamat sa oras ninyo. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And of course, Direct Paul Soriano! Oh, may sarili!
Thank you guys. Good afternoon. And I'm excited to be here. Excited to show you all the hard work we all did over in Vancouver to all of you next week. So let's have fun this afternoon. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
The first one is why the title First Love? And is Tony Gonzaga your first love?
Is she in the movie, Tita Ethel? Wow, charot lang.
Good afternoon, Manay. Manay, I thought you've been there, I think, ever since my first press conference when I was just starting out. And I always remembered you always wanted to do something big, and I hope this is the one. It took a little time, it took years, 10 years, but I think hopefully this film will make you proud. So Manay, I always remember that every time you talk to me. So it's good that you're here and that you're going to experience this film. But yeah, okay, to go to your question, first love, no? I think for me, it's the moment you know it's your last. That's what we put in the trailer, you know. Actually, my writer, Ange, sent me something a couple days ago, and she said, you know, like the first love, when you have a first love, you always hope it's your last. And when you have your last, you always treat it like it's your first.
Oh.
So, something like that. Right? And I think when you watch the film and you see and you go on this journey with Nick and Ali, and you will really understand what first love is. And when you leave the cinema, what I hope for is that you all have a definition and know your first love. And for everyone, it's going to be different. For everyone, it's going to be different. For me, yes, my first love is my wife. Because it's the moment I knew she was my last. When I said I do, and I said I'll spend the rest of my life with you. She's my first love, and now I'm able, through her, to experience a love like I've never experienced before through my son, Sevi. So, it's beautiful.
Grabe yun, Tita Ethel.
Pakitan si Tony.
Kinikilig ka sa no?
Pakitan.
Name of BEA and AGA.
Interesting. Why BEA?
Well, that's you can stay here all afternoon. But to just give you a little bit of why is, it really all started with a dream to work with AGA. It's been my dream ever since. The first, and not to you know, date anything here, but the first Filipino film I saw was Hot Shots, okay, which is AGA's film, which is directed by my father. I was like 5, 6 years old. I watched it, and so you know, ever since growing up, I've always had this dream of wanting to work with AGA. And you don't just work with an AGA. You kind of have to earn your right to work with him. And you know, no, but it's seriously, and the friendship that we've had, being family friends, into now a working relationship, and I'm just so happy that it's finally here. I have the opportunity to work with him, and I'm sure AGA has also a lot to say about this. But when I went to his home after several attempts, many pitches to AGA, what's great about AGA is if he tells you something, he's very honest about it, and he was very honest about, Paul, I want to work with you, but let's find the right story. So it took me several pitches, and finally, one afternoon, and this is just a long story short, I went to his home, I brought my presentation, I printed it all out. But before anything AGA goes, Paul, before you even speak, I want to work with BEA Alonso, sabi niya. But I brought out my presentation, which I had printed out. I had BEA's photo, and I wanted also to pitched to him that, hey, this is an AGA BEA film. So it's really safe to say that my dream of working with AGA Mulan only came true when BEA said yes to the project. So I'm also very thankful to BEA for making my dream come true. And yeah, I'm really thankful also. And it's kind of just really special. All the stars, literally the stars aligned for this project. But yeah, that's just the long story short. I mean, we can talk more about that because it's magic. We were talking with AGA backstage. Everything that led up to this day, up to next week, was just something you cannot recreate. It was like a first, you know. Yeah.
Thanks, sir. My second question to Sir Aga. Sir Aga, coming from Direct Paul's story, no? Before he even presented, you said, I want to work with BEA. Why was that?
Well, I was thinking really parang what love story to do, and then since Paul mentioned to me that, you know, because the first film he presented to me was different, which I wanted to do also, but we were meeting, we kept the meeting, but it wasn't just working at that time, at that moment. And then he said, one day he calls me, you know, I realized, if you remember this, Paul, you tell me, I realized, you know, I saw your strong points, which is really love stories. And sabi ko, takot pa akong gumawa ng love story because that was the last film I did. Puro dati, no, when I stopped in 2010 or 11, puro love stories ang ginagawa ko. I mean, wala namang masama nun, but kaya lang I stopped ng matagal. And then babalik ako ng another love story. Very critical para sa akin, you know, meaning I wanted to make sure that it's the right cast, the right leading lady, and everything right. Not to shortchange my viewers, really. And in the past years that I was not doing anything, I was just living life, a normal life. I was watching now, I would see trailers of this young lady here, of all her films. And I'm like, sa akin mahirap naman sabihin ito, but man, magaling siya talaga. I'm like, kasi pag artista ka, pinapanood mo ang kapwa-artista mo, parang, alam ko yung ginagawa mo, parang mali yata. Hindi naman mali, parang minamadali mo lang. Ito hindi, naniwala ako sa ginagawa niya. Naniwala ako doon sa trailer. Hindi pelikula pa pinanood ko, a trailer. Naniwala ako sa trailer, naniwala ako sa ginagawa niya. Sabi ko, man, I would love to work with her. Always yan. Every time may movie siya nakikita ko yan, I'd love to work with her. Nung sinabi niya po na we're gonna do a love story, decided ko, my God, BEA. So I have to call her. Ito mga kwento ko, daldal na ako. Mabilis na to. Mabilis na to. Sinabi ko na to, but you know, when it comes from the heart, when you speak truth, di mo kayang ano yan eh. And when I told Paul, I want to work with BEA. Siyempre, feeling ko naman, hindi ba naman siya pumapayag. And then Paul goes, hey, wait, Aga, look at this. AGA BEA nakalagay doon. Oh my God, so it's like, Lord, my God, you are wonderful, really. So I had to call her up. I texted her, and hindi ko nakakuha si Miss BEA Alonso. Kapal-kapal ko. May I call? May kwenta siya dyan mamaya. So long story short, usap kami sa phone. That night, Paul was in the house. BEA, I have a project. You should do this. This is really nice. Maganda to. This is our chance to work together. Please, parang ganun. Okay, you know, alam kuya, tama-tama kakatap. Kuya pa yan. Sabi ko parang, siyempre may konting shock factor ka, kinukuya na ako ngayon. Ganun, sabi ko, hindi, parang ganun. But then, sabi niya, tama-tama kakatapos lang ng, patapos na yung show na ginagawa ko. And then, next year pa yung isang movie ko. So, yun na. And then the rest is history. Then Paul presented the star, the BEA, but I was medyo sure na kukunin ito kasi maganda talaga.
Thank you, Aga. My next question is for both of you actually, Aga and BEA. This is your first time to work together. So how can you describe your chemistry on this film and how did you get to that?
Pwede nyo ba masabi ang chemistry nyo being kayo yung actors or meron nga?
Siguro, pag sinabi mong chemistry, parang madali lang.
Okay, so you have something to say to that?
Yeah, parang yung iba kasi, meron kasing, sinasabi kasi nila, when you're an actor, dapat all emotions are supposed to be equal. So kapag masaya ka, kapag malungkot ka, ganun din pag in love, because being in love is a feeling. So dapat inaabot mo yun, di ba? Regardless kung sino ka-eksena mo. Pero meron talaga mga artista na makaka-eksena mo, tapos ang dali. Yung tipong hindi mo siya i-effort, dadalhin ka niya doon at ganun si Aga muna. Hindi ka na i-effort. And ang swerte ko kasi hindi, mas naging madali yung trabaho ko dahil sa kanya. And siguro yun ang tinatawag na chemistry kapag hindi nyo ine-effort.
Yun ang naramdaman ko doing this film. Kuya, nakikikuya.
Yeah. Sa akin, nakita ko parang ninenervous si Bea. Dati naman nervous ako, naiilang sa akin. But then I had to tell her first shooting day namin, or parang, Bea, sabi ko, totoo yun. Bea, ikaw ang angkla ko dito. Sayaw ko kakapit dito. Kakapitan kita rito. Meaning, let me, just let me do what I gotta do. Pero nakakapit ako sa'yo. Parang, hayaan mo mahulog ako sa'yo dito, hayaan mo. Hindi ko na sinabi lahat, pero pala sinabi ko, ikaw ang angkla ko, sa'yo ko kakapit. So parang, tama ako eh. Kung ano yung nakita ko sa kanya noon, nung nakita ko ginagawa niya dito, and you see it live, you become a fan. You know, parang, oh my God, this girl is crazy. Crazy good. Kasi, umangarte ka sa harapan mo, at siyempre nangangapa din ako. Parang, ngayon lang ulit ako nag-shoot ng mga pelikula. You know? And ito yung Bea Alonso na sa harapan mo, pag nag-react, pag nag-line ka ng ganito, kasi pag mali ang balik niya sa'yo, mapupunta sa ibang direksyon yung eksena eh. Maiiba eh. Eh meron na akong rundown, alam ko na kung ano mangyayari dapat. Doon siya pumupunta talaga.
Wow.
So I think that's chemistry right there without really talking about it.
Tsaka alam mo, ang maganda doon, naalala ko yung specific moment na sinabi ko sa'yo, sobrang kinakabahan ko. Yun yung first ever scene na ginawa namin sa pelikula. Alam mo, sabi niya sa akin, huwag ka mag-alala. Pagkatapos sinabi na, ikaw yung uncle ako dito. Sabi niya, huwag ka mag-alala, ako din kinakabahan. Na minsan kasi, di ba, kapag malaking actor na siya, star siya, hindi mo yan maririnig kasi normally may ego, di ba? Siya wala siya nun. And it made me feel comfortable na parang, oy, pareho kami. We're equals. So, mas madali para sa akin.
One direct. Grabe yung nangyayari. Ngayon naman naririnig ito mga sinasabi ng actors mo.
Yeah, I was just there behind the camera.
I know, we all know that.
Witnessing greatness.
Wow.
No, but you know, I guess for me on my end, at least kind of some of my techniques is just to make the actors as vulnerable, as comfortable as possible, so that they can really become character. You know? Because that's, I think, for me, the biggest challenge for them is to create something, you know, and to be something, someone, you know, every single day. And we were shooting in Vancouver. You know, we were shooting in a place that was, you know, we didn't really know too much about, right? It was beautiful, the people were really nice, but we were also, you know, working, we were telling a story. But the magic of AGA and BEA was that they were just reacting beautifully off each other. They were just bouncing. It was just like, they were Ali, they were Nick the whole time. And I don't know what they did. I guess that's just why they're, you know, they're there. That's why they're, you know, the Aga Mulat, the BEA Alonso, the best of their generations, the best in Philippine cinema. And to witness that and to be able to capture that, for me as a director, I was just very humbled and blessed to be in that kind of presence. So, and it's a film that, and it's a story I feel that you will all be able to witness next week. And if I also mention, besides AGA and BEA, we had, you know, we had Tita Sandy Andalong, also there, who played just a great mother to Ali. And of course we had Edward, and of course Albie. We just had this kind of, we were just all synced. You know, we were all just kind of locked in as one. And our main objective was just to tell a beautiful love story. And I believe, and I stand by it, we have a beautiful film.